Military operations being drafted to take Greenland, Putin accusing the US of bringing forth a new world order, the secret destiny of America, and civil war that's way outside of what you would even believe. It's not just about Venezuela or ICE or soon to be Iran. Shut up, neither Venezuela, neither Greenland. As we're now seeing trends that the president might be impeached here shortly. It's not often to get extremely serious when making these videos, but there is stuff happening all around us that most people don't even see or are even falling for. We'll come right back to the secret destiny of America because it fits in perfectly as well as 1984. First, we'll start with the fact that we are about to see a strike on Iran. There are counts as many 2,000 to 4,000 people who have passed away due to the conflict happening over there. So besides that, we have our operations in Venezuela and soon to be Greenland. Now NATO is having a fallout with the United States while Russia and Korea are rising.
Any military member, including the generals on down to enlisted members, if any of them participate in the use of military force against Greenland without congressional authorization, they are following illegal orders.
We'll get right back to the secret destiny of America. So not only did Putin come out saying how the US is going for a new world order, just like printed on our US dollar, but he's also raising concerns that these plans for Greenland and Iceland and other countries have been well underway since 1864. Iran currently awaiting a US strike now, it seems. We're not even talking about the Monroe Doctrine, neither are we talking about 1984 George Orwell. Even though I just made this video laying out that we are living in 1984, especially geopolitically. But what really is a Novus Ordo Seclorum, or a New World Order? Well, who put that there? We have clues, we have the Eye of Providence, or the all-seeing eye, so we know exactly who put it there. Now we have 33rd degree Asen Ma, Manly P. Hall, who wrote The Secret Destiny of America. And so in this book it's outlined a millennia-old plan by the mystery schools, by secret societies, and any high of wickedness that we can't see. That the United States would be the new Atlantis, with Egyptian Rosicrucianists and all different things at its core. That by schemes and power plays, that the whole Western Hemisphere and more will be under our control. Mix that with 1984 and we actually have a map of supposedly what would be controlled by who. So we have what seems a very real plan taking place what seems like in front of us for a new world order that's been spoken of by many presidents throughout the decades. And as they ride for Venezuela and ICE and soon to come Greenland, by the way, Greenland, we have two narratives that people want to be sold to the US and people don't want to be sold to the US. But understand this part. These plans will not succeed until we have some kind of order in the United States where people cannot resist. So now coincidentally, we have every single situation people have ever rided over before happening all at the same time. So it's Venezuela, then ICE, then Mexico and Colombia, and also Greenland. But then tell me, what's going to happen in the streets if the president is impeached? You know exactly what's going to happen. Somehow, in just a few months, we have made enemies with a whole bunch of countries. Meanwhile, the Eastern Alliance is getting stronger every single day, while NATO is breaking down and fighting amongst itself. And now we have insiders like Seen Unredacted where they say that we're already in World Blank 3. Let's just ask ourselves a question. Why is it that every insider has said 2026, 2027? Why is it exactly that 2026, 2027 meets both timelines? 250 years or a little season from 1776, or also the 7th millennia on the 7th day he rested. Taken from the old Geneva and King James Version 1611 footnotes. I'm telling y'all, the storm is here. Might be a month, might be 5 months, might be a year, it's here. Don't fall for it. Why do you think there's so much legislation and so much money going towards AI militarily in the United States? That should be all we need to know. Let God be true and every man a liar. The movies always tell the truth. What if I told you that there might be some other reasons that we want Greenland? Not just movies. People like George Orwell with 1984, maybe he knew what was going to happen. This look familiar? This is George Orwell's 1984 map. You can see US in the blue and all of what it owns. That seems a little bit too close when we look at the geopolitical landscape right now. And of course you heard about Apophis, which is the god of destruction, they say. And ancient tech from a guy who was right about a whole lot of stuff. And then we start talking about the president's third term. I mean, y'all, this is just outrageous. So let's start right here. There's a movie made that's called Greenland, in which they were the only location that can survive the apocalypse or Apophis, which even ancient manuscripts talk about. And remember, I just showed you yesterday, the president said we'll take Greenland with or without problems.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Speaking of the hard way, the US State Department just released this video on what it was like to do the Venezuelan raid and about their technology that can make people bleed out their nose, throw up, vomit, and pass out. Which, by the way, is the same exact thing that Venezuelan bodyguards are talking about. The bleeding out of their nose. Really crazy. And coincidentally, at the same time, we not only have a Trump insider talking about he will have a third term despite the 22nd Amendment, they already have a plan, but also, the president said while he was running, my beautiful Christians, vote this one last time, you won't have to do it no more. And then we have this theorist who I believe passed away in 2018, look into it, where he's talking about how Greenland has ancient tech under the ice.
Well, the spacecraft that is anchored in the center of Greenland created the last ice age 50,000 years ago. It's a weather machine. It's 55 miles wide, 300 miles long, and 2 miles high. The people that lived in it were called the Mois.
If you know, you know. Greenland, Alaska, a place in Russia. So am I really reaching, or does it really seem pretty planned out? If you think it's reaching, then you are just oblivious, my friend.